and I will stop. So again, I just want to welcome everyone on this administration call, and we will today cover a slide deck presentation given by Dr. Joanna Yu of Virant Diagnostics. My name is Dr. Joseph Chow from Virant Diagnostics. I'm the program manager, and Dr. Yu and I are both physicians in our Virant Diagnostics laboratory. Today, the purpose is to show how to actually use the co-verified user interface portal application, which is used for the proctoring of the antigen testing. And that your responsibilities of that are really multifold. And, the first purpose is to schedule CBP testing individuals, number one. Number two, then to look up their results for compliance purposes. And today's meeting will actually cover both those aspects. This session is being recorded, and please raise your hands and ask questions. And you could also ask questions in chat, but like I said previously, I'd rather actually have the questions on the mic so that we can actually have this as a true training session if possible. I will monitor the chat line, however, for those of you who are too shy to actually ask questions in person. Okay, so without further ado, I believe Denise and Teddy from the CBP Program Management Office will be on this call as well, helping out some of the moderation. I will be the moderator, and Dr. Joanna Yu will be the presenter of this function. She is the main person at Virant Diagnostics, taking care of the operations for Virant Diagnostics, and really the main person behind the knowledge base of how to use this and operationalizing this entire project. So without further ado, I will pass along to Dr. Yu. And again, along the way, please feel free to raise your hands. I will stop intermittently between certain slide sessions and we'll take your questions along the way. We don't have to wait till the end. Okay. All right, Dr. Yu, it's all yours.
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, share your slides. Great.
Good afternoon, everyone. So this is our second training sessions for the administrator or scheduler for people who cannot make appointment to have antigen tests by themselves. Joe probably mentioned we done 9 prior week. We done 9 information sessions just for the employees, the user end, and this yesterday and today's particular for administrative users use. This slide shows a few important points I will get to. Most importantly, you know what your job and focus is. You are responsible for make appointment for those employees that cannot make appointment for themselves. And also, if you are granted with the permission, you can look at their result either by a group in database or individual report. I want to emphasize this a few items that been happening and keep happening. Even this morning, we see some of the things that shouldn't be doing and continue to be doing. So please do not create any new site other than the Virant only site, which I will show explain later in the slides. Do not create or delete schedule already set up by Virant Lab. Do not create new groups or subgroups within the groups. If you have any questions, you're not sure, please utilize the help channel we have, and particularly in the email address I have shown here. So when you send your email, please indicate the name of your program's offices. We are familiar with the top 12 program name like USBP, UFO, UF, we are not quite familiar with the one down, like several branched out. So so that way indicate that, so I don't have to go back, ask you, and then back, wasting time for. So, and then we can put each one into the right group, which is again very important because you only get access to that particular program office you belong to. Um, so this is the slice, and this is like when we did the user end training already indicated. So this, you get to this link to this site, and then you will, based on the CBP requirement, you have to consent, acknowledge, agree upon with the program, and then you will lead to co-verify login, page. Uh, I know a lot of people, actually, this is the part people have a lot of questions, and then later I'll have slides to explain. But you have the password, you sign in, and then you will get to your main purpose for scheduling, which is just a few simple steps. One thing is, again, you as administrator or scheduler, you do have permission actually with the what we call admin portal. As a employee doing tests, they only have user portal, but you have the choice of both, and that is on the left hand corner, up corner. There's drop down menu when you click on it, which I'll show you, and you're able to see that. And then you will select the scheduling function, and then you will see the time, the template for the schedule, select the right time, and select the right user or right employee, and you will get there. So here, the screenshots basically show this is the logo for various function. On the left top corner, you will see with that drop down, and that's where you want to be. You want to be admin portal. When you get down to the lower panel, and you will see this scheduling function. Once you hit that, you will lead to this site that earlier I mentioned. This is the only site, activated site, to be used. Please do not adding other site other than virus site. Again, this has been happened more than a couple of times. Once you get to hit that Virant Diagnostics site, you will lead to this schedule template with, again, all the time slot being open slot are in blue color, and the one that occupied is the red color. So don't hit on that one, only hit the one that the blue color, and then will lead you to this page. And you can see with this page, you will get to that Microsoft Team meeting link. That's where, like, when the employee hit that and get to proctoring test, this is where you will add that particular user, particular employee. When you hit that, you will get to, oh, here, I do also want to mention again here, you will see here, you will have like create a new appointment, delete appointment. Please do not do that. This whole structure, I keep emphasizing, don't do this, don't do that, just because this whole platform is used by everyone. If you change the structure set up as try to be as simple, as user friendly as possible, if you change everything, you will mess up the whole system. Once you get to, again, hit that adding the user, you get to this page, you need to put the employee's last name, and you're able to get to choose the right person. And then you hit the yes button, and then their schedule get fixed. So yesterday we do have this question, say, hey, whether employee will get the notification. This is example of, this is again myself just showing, yes, they will get a notification once the schedule is made. And then again, please notice that our our time template is based on Eastern Standard Time. And if your time zone different, please just, pay attention. Or otherwise, like the actual right before the meeting, I got administrator sent me email, say, hey, we're Central Standard Time. Can you make appointment for me? Because, the staff hard to schedule time, and I can do that for you. But just be careful. Lately we do have quite a high rate of no-show appointment. I think possibly this would be an issue. We are in the process trying to working on this problem, see how we can improve everyone's awareness, and then get everybody's scheduled and set up for. So in here again, user will receive notifications and reminders with Microsoft Team meeting links by email once the appointment made, and also they will receive reminders 1 day in advance and 1 hour in advance. And we prefer the schedule POCs, schedule appointment 2 days in advance, so that way give your staff enough time to be prepared, and also for us to better prepare for staffing, and then better to serve your need. So there, in last few days, there are quite a few questions coming up about that email potentially sent to the junk mail folder or spam folder. And I'm not sure, Brendan from Co-Verify, whether you are here in the meeting. Do you want to comment on this issue? Or we can address this issue later, because this is one of often coming up questions. And this is one thing I want to show everyone. If you are granted with permissions to schedule and review the result, and this is how your screen look like, the functions and logos, particularly on the left side. And then just make sure you are at the right place, meaning you are, for example, if you're OFO, I often use the OFO, if you're OFO, you make sure this is under the right group. And that's where if you've been granted a function, and you will see all this, panel function here. And then on the other hand, for example, if, I don't have the permission to be looking at another group, and then my function in the panel will show as such. So again, this is the question coming up often in the email. People ask me, so if your Co-Verify screen looks different, one, possible you not granted for a certain function in Co-Verify, or you're probably looking at the wrong groups. Again, here, please do not look into other group or other program office you do not belong to. And then here, so we've done the scheduling, and hopefully you're
Dr. Yu, let's
ahead.
take a pause here.
Sure.
I don't see any hands up, but at this point, I think we've completed the training for the scheduling. So you said a lot. I think this is the do's and don'ts of how to do scheduling. So I just want to make sure that we're able to address some questions before we go on to looking up the results.
Mm-hmm.
So please unmute yourself and ask questions, raise your hands, whatever you want to do. This is, and we could go back in slides at this point. We have a first question for Alfonso Jimenez.
Yes, I got a question on the scheduler, and looking at the available slots and counting the number of slots that are available during the week. Is that the number of slots that are available nationwide, or just for our individual area here within the El Paso sector? Can you hear me?
Dr. Yu, yes, we heard your question.
Okay.
Yeah, those are what's available nationwide throughout, and these are made to be 10-minute increment schedules that we've created already, so that's why we don't want anyone to create any more slots. We will be able to modify this as we see more and more people making schedules. So we have the master list, so we know the number of people that are being tested each week, and we will adjust those numbers as we go along. We will have, of course, many more slots than the number of people being tested. And so it doesn't seem like a lot, but it does have a lot incrementally. And we were told that the peak of people requesting to be tested was between the hours of 6 a.m. or maybe 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern time. And that's the peak. It doesn't mean that that's when we're doing it. We're actually testing 24/5 days a week. So you'll see basically schedules throughout the entire 24-hour schedule. So if we need to increase the slots during a particular time slot, during those peak hours, we'll do so. Hopefully I answer your question.
Yes, and I have a second question.